So what's the intro
When
normally?
you shout everybody's ears off. As you say, hey, hey you.
Hello. You're watching.
Hey, you violated the law.
Should we just make like a super dated video game reference?
Hey guys, have you heard of the NES?
Hey guys, the cake is a lie. I'll leave.
I mean, that's kind of dated.
That's very.
It was a lie until I took an arrow to the knee.
That came out in what, 2007?
Yeah.
It's
6 or 7.
yeah, but it aged terribly. Like 1 year in, is the problem.
So like my parents' marriage.
Yes.
I don't think you have the right to say that.
I
Jim.
love you, Mom and Dad.
Like, I think Fox and I can, but
Oh, also we're allowed to talk smack about Simon's parents. But
not
okay.
Simon's
Not
parents.
Simon. Oh,
You see what I'm getting at now.
I think I do.
Yeah.
This is the start of our depressing podcast where we talk about all depressing things.
Welcome to the Abandonment Podcast, episode 7,
This is my cup of tea.
with your host Cody.
Cody's allergic to tea, so that's why he's saying that.
Oh my god.
Well, welcome to I'm Game. We're off to a good start.
Where we
Yeah.
sometimes talk about games.
And other times we just talk. Not about games.
Thank you. I'm
But
glad.
mostly about games.
I'm really glad you made that distinction.
Really had to clarify on that one, right?
This is a wonderful start.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. So who ever played like the old Star Wars Battlefront games?
Yep.
For like PS2,
Yeah.
Xbox era.
Yeah, PS2 original Xbox era.
I played them both. I actually
can't-
played Battlefront 2 before I played the first one,
Oh.
which is a weird.
That was cool.
It was weird.
I just recently played Battlefront 2. Not
Really?
Not the new one, but the
No, I meant
old-
like that's your
Oh,
first time
okay.
playing it.
Yeah. I played the
Wow.
first one plenty, but I'd never played the
When
second
did that
one.
come out? 2003.
Something
It's
like
been a
that.
while. And going from that to like, the new Battlefront, it's like, oh my god, they just lost their vision. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna keep typing Battlefield, Battlefront 2. I'm curious when it came out.
Make sure you don't get the new one.
Yeah, and Battlefront 2005.
The
There we
first
go.
one was probably 2000.
It was probably 2003 because they only had a year or two
Probably.
to develop this one.
It still came out pretty good,
It's really good.
better than the new one.
Yeah.
I haven't played the new. I've only played the beta for the new one, so I can't make that distinction. But if I want to hop on the hate wagon, yes, it's better than the.
I mean, if you've played like any current Battlefield game, you played Battlefront essentially. Am I wrong?
Somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it runs on
Battlefront.
It's the same
seems-
engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same
I
dice
think
engine?
it is, but Battlefront seems more arcadey.
Arcadey. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's not as.
I can kind of see that. I don't know. More.
I don't know how to explain it. It's not as. It's more casual.
Oh, less gritty, less real,
Yeah.
less intense.
It has great visuals. It's
Oh,
just.
I mean, yeah, it's a Star Wars thing. You
Yeah.
know, they've always been really good about that kind of stuff, even without the whole LucasArts
Yeah.
studio. Even without them,
I lost my train of thought.
we all did.
Hey, this isn't derailed.
No, this isn't.
Shameless plug.
Anytime we all stop talking, shameless plug.
That's when we just throw in a clip from another show of silence. Just another clip of silence. We can swap silences.
That would be better with like video cues, like if we were doing this with video as well, because then it would be blatantly obvious. We just cut silence from
Completely
another
different
video.
outfits.
Yeah.
No, then we just wear the same outfit for every time
Yeah,
we
just
record
always
something.
wear the same clothes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there we go. Nobody will ever know.
Even keep the same underwear on as well.
Fox, I like the idea of you just randomly changing into other Simon.
Oh yeah,
Because this is your first episode with us.
Oh
Right.
yeah, we
haven't
acknowledged
actually
that.
formally introduced ourselves.
oh yeah. I'm Simon.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Cody.
I am Fox and sometimes Simon.
Sometimes. So no, don't get the confused.
Oh, don't
'cause
get
we
the
do have the two
confused.
Yeah, it's bad
Simons.
enough
Right.
having two
I'm-
Simons.
And we
I'm
haven't,
Fox.
We haven't set a distinction for the two of us, so we're both just Simon. And it hasn't gotten too confusing yet,
Right.
but the potential is there.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm Fox.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, this is your first time.
Yeah. No, actually, I've known Fox longer than you two.
Yeah.
Got him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this for years.
Hey. I played a lot of Battlefront 2 with my dad. Because I had a PlayStation 2, and that's what I played it on. Funny story is my PlayStation 2 came with a car. I never actually bought a PlayStation 2. My mom's, she got in a wreck, and then when we got a new car, we got it used, and it was set up to, it had like one of those screens in it, one of those TVs in it.
Oh, I know what you're
drop down
talking about.
TVs.
Yeah.
Yes, but the
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 can play DVDs. So it had a PlayStation 2 in the car.
That was set up to play DVDs for. Okay.
And I immediately just took it out of it because it came with it. So I'm like, that's mine now.
Right.
So that's how I got my PlayStation 2.
That's pretty
And
rad.
I played a lot of Star Wars on that. Since you could do split screen, I played with my dad a lot.
Oh.
We constantly play on Hoth. He plays the Empire. I'd be the Rebels. He'd like to be in the Walker. And I just like to wrap him up. So, because when you're in the snow speeders, you have the grappling hook. You can shoot on the legs and wrap him up.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. So
Yeah.
I played that game a lot.
I never actually owned it. I used to always go to my cousins anytime I had the chance. If they were home, I'd go over and we would play. And now I never speak to them. So yeah,
There you go.
that's interesting.
Did you have a really bad game of Battlefront 2?
No, it wasn't Battlefront 2. That was later on.
Okay.
Other issues.
I remember just playing Battlefront 1 by myself a lot. Because my family was always working and everything. And recently I played Battlefront 2 with Matt. So that was the only experience I've ever had with what everyone says is the superior of the series.
Does Matt agree? Is he like, this is it?
He really enjoyed it, honestly. I mean, I was having a really good time too. The only problem is that they made the AI a lot more prevalent, and they all are just fodder and they suck.
Yeah.
But your
I mean,
guys
they sucked in the first
yeah, but your
one,
guys
too.
would get in your way a lot more often, and there's a lot of like
I mean, that's when you
hallways.
just don't distinguish.
Oh,
And you just
oh,
murder
friendly
anyone that comes
fire.
in front of
Yes.
Yeah, just this is a kill zone. If you're here, you're dead.
you. I mean, I would do that. I can't remember if your guys, if you killed them, if they'd still drop health packs. But if you killed enemies, they'd sometimes drop health packs. And so I remember just killing anyone I could if I needed help.
That probably speaks to your personality, but we'll.
I mean,
drop
if you got something on you that I
Well,
want,
that's-
I will kill you.
That's just like in Halo. You kill the Marines to get more ammo for your assault rifle.
Yeah.
It
fair.
happens
Until
all the
you
time.
kill 5 of them and then they just go kamikaze on
Yeah.
you.
and they just lose it, especially on like legendary.
Especially if Sergeant Johnson's
Yeah,
around.
he can't die.
He can't die. So you can't win. You
Yeah.
can't win against Johnson.
Oh god.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like team kill.
Man, it's,
You're the
it's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
You're the friendly one.
You're like the only guy here
Yeah.
who's never team killed with reason.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Sometimes we team kill without reason.
Well,
you provided a reason whenever you said for ammo. You know,
But
I'll
you
accept
don't
that as a
necessarily
reason.
need that.
All right.
Have you ever just killed people in Halo just to see how long it takes for them to murder you?
well, that I was just going to say that.
Are you guys sure you're playing as the good guy?
So, something me and Jonathan did for
We
a
role
good
play as
while
the bad guy sometimes.
was in Combat Evolved. At the beginning of the game, whenever you first get to Captain Keys and he hands you the pistol, play on Legendary and so you can last the longest by killing all the Marines.
Keys can't die.
That was
can
the
he?
first firefight.
No, Keys can die.
Keys can
You
die.
I think you shoot Keys and then they all attack you.
Yes.
Oh, nice. I didn't know
And-
Keys could die.
Well, I mean, you can't progress through the story
Yeah.
if Keys dies, so...
Oh.
But I think for the most part, if you were doing decent, you could last until Sergeant Johnson shows up, and then just no, because he shows up with like 5 or 6 more Marines, I think, and just destroy you.
Yeah, I can't say I remember doing that at all.
Yeah, that's fun. You should try it.
I
don't
you know what? I
think-
might.
But the thing is, you only have
I
a
don't
pistol.
think I will.
though.
I like being the good guy in this story.
I mean, sometimes it's nice to
Well-
be. We're not necessarily being the bad. We're just playing with the systems in the game.
Well, technically, in Halo, you depending on how you take it, you could be the bad guy as well. 'Cause
Oh, that's fair, though.
Because what if you're a little grunt and you're trying to I can't even think what it's called now.
Oh,
The great journey, progress
Yeah,
the great journey. And
right.
you're not. Master
thought
Chief
Journey
isn't
was
seen
pretty
as a
great.
good guy.
Right. See, I like the idea of like no matter how much good you do, you're always the bad guy in somebody else's story.
Yeah, I mean, when there's a
Generally.
good guy, there's always a bad guy. Well,
Right.
not always, but there could just be not as good people.
Right.
Yeah, just an ambiguous world of gray. Like,
Fallout New Vegas.
no.
No?
No, I feel like there were a lot of clear-cut Caesar's Legion.
I mean, yeah, they're the clear-cut bad guy, but
I
the
mean-
NCR wasn't great either.
I know. Yeah, there wasn't a good guy, but there was definitely bad guys. And there was good people that did bad things.
And they were bad boys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They were
No,
short
those were the
skirts.
tunnel snakes from the Fallout 3. Those were bad boys.
I don't know. I'd call the Legionnaires bad boys too. I mean, you can't wear mini skirts and
Did
Nah.
they wear? No, they didn't wear loincloths. They just had the skirt.
yeah, the skirts.
I
Hey,
mean-
the guys are.
Any man in a skirt is a pretty bad boy.
All right.
So I was playing Rock of Ages 2 last night.
Oh yeah. How are you liking that?
That's pretty. It's actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be.
Right.
Like I got past the first boss, the tutorial one, and I started picking up the power-ups that are around the map.
They get like really intense later.
I played with the guy who's like a painter and he vomits paint on things.
You've clearly made it farther than I have.
No, I haven't. That was the second boss.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did I have the second one or did no?
You had the second one. You had it on PS4. You
right.
showed it to me.
Right.
That's. Or,
I don't remember the painter vomiting paint. I remember Joan of Arc.
He takes off his ear.
Oh, Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Gogh.
Oh, he did vomit paint. Oh
Yeah.
man, I must have blocked that out like a fever dream.
Repressed it.
Yeah. Most of that game is just a fever dream. Just a whole lot of like French and fever dreams.
But I beat him. I beat Van Gogh.
Okay.
I could not beat. Who's the guy from Braveheart? Who's he supposed to be? William something?
Wallace.
William Wallace.
William Wallace.
I could not beat him. Because he has explosive barrels.
Yep.
And I just can't make it through them in time. Because it's more of a. Like, the defenses are important, but how fast you can get your rock to their gate is more important
You gotta
than
have
that.
speed. The speed to knock down that gate.
And he just keeps just screwing me up.
Yeah. He's pretty rough. I don't remember if I beat him or not.
I mean, he's, like, close to the beginning.
I might have.
And then,
Oh yeah, because I unlocked him. I
Yeah.
was playing as him.
I tried Adam and Eve. That was the last one I did. And it has all those drops that are like floating parts of land, and you
Yeah.
can constantly drop off of it. And I just couldn't do it again, so I quit. So I beat 2 areas in it, and I played it for like 3 hours. And it was not great. But you'd like the intro to Adam and Eve, Dakota?
What did I?
Because you play as Atlas.
Uh-huh.
He's dropped the planet, and then he had a boulder, and then he accidentally fell onto Earth with the boulder. So now he's trying to do something. I don't know what he's trying to do, but now he's just walking around, and he sees this field of grass, and so he starts walking sideways through the grass. Then Adam and Eve appear. It is a Pokemon reference.
Oh.
The tall grass.
okay.
Yeah.
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 You,
Man, you loved that
you would
one.
have had to been there, I think.
I think I would have to have seen that one.
It was pretty good. I
Game's
liked
very
it.
like Monty Python.
Very.
Yeah.
Because he throws a holy hand grenade and uses it as a Pokeball.
I really wanted to play it. I've
How
seen
do I
a little
not
bit of
remember
videos
this?
of it,
It rocks.
Nice.
but I figure it would.
Rocks all the ages.
You just took my joke that wasn't very good and tried to keep going with it.
That's
And the plane wouldn't even take off. It just sat there.
it just didn't even start. Caught fire. Nobody got a refund. We should try that later though. I think
I think you can play split screen on it.
you can. Well, I think we did, or did we? I don't
did
think.
not. You
Maybe
showed me it.
I don't
I
think
didn't play it.
Maybe I didn't have a second controller at that point.
You might not have.
Because I feel like otherwise I
We were
would've-
like, oh, chump, I'm going to play this game and you're going to watch me.
I feel like I was more or less just trying to be like, would you fucking watch the cutscenes real quick? Just real quick.
That might have been it, because I do remember you showing me a few cutscenes.
I was like, just watch this. Like, the gameplay was not important. I feel like I was just like, here's the cutscenes. Also, it has gameplay, but watch this.
And I've only unlocked 3 of the rocks so far, but 2 of them are just standard rocks. They just have different skins. One of them's like a donut, and you have to
Okay.
keep it balanced throughout the time. It's a lot faster, so you can get through the map a lot faster. It does a little less damage, but it's a pain in the ass to balance because it can just fall over its side on it. It's like riding a motorcycle. You have to keep it moving for it to stay up.
Yeah, not go into a ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is Cody is fond of,
Yeah.
going into ditches.
Terrible time.
How
And
did you ever
is
get
it
your
Damned Through the Witches?
What?
Huh?
Something through the ditches and something through the witches.
What are you talking
It's
about?
a song.
By
Sorry,
who?
go on. I don't know.
I know there's a song, but it doesn't go anything like that. It's a Hollywood Undead song. It's Dead in Ditches.
I remember that one. Cringy, edgy,
Yeah, edgy.
not it.
high school nonsense. I love
I
it.
don't think I've heard it.
There's a song called Bam by the Witches, which is not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Hollywood Undead. Every time I think of that, I'm just like, you know what? I was really sad in high school. Yeah, and that's
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't really listen to them. I pretty well managed to dodge all that.
There's a few songs. Well, yeah, there's a few songs I listened to by them, but not a
It
whole
might be
lot.
Burned Through the Witches.
Are you sure?
It's a
this
song by Rob Zombie.
Oh, Rob
okay.
Zombie, of course.
Are you sure this isn't an episode of Derailed?
Yeah, we need to get off this soon because we're talking about. I think this is it though. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. I
Okay.
slam in the back of my Dragula. That was in Twisted Metal.
Okay.
That's the only reason I know that song because that was in Twisted Metal.
oh, Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal is a good game. Didn't they make a new one for the PS3 at some point? I never
Yeah,
played it.
Yeah.
They did at some point. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I heard
Has it been a while?
I heard it was good. I heard it was good. You know, I mean, I don't really feel like you can mess up the formula of like heavy metal and
Cars
Trucks.
and yeah.
shooting indiscriminately.
The last one I played was on the PlayStation 1. That's
Damn.
I haven't played.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that might have been when the majority of them came out. Was on the
Yeah,
PlayStation 1.
it was. I'm pretty sure.
It was a time to be edgy. You know, seeing what you could slip past censors.
Flaming Clowns.
Flaming Clowns.
It was like Insane Clown Posse, the video game.
Do you remember the story of that game at all? Because
No.
I vaguely remember like
There was like this guy who was like a wizard, and one of them he was like in a blimp, and you go up and fight him at some point. I don't know if it really had a story.
okay, that's fair.
I think it was like a deathmatch thing, where you wanted to be the last survivor,
right.
but you were constantly fighting the same cars. I think so. It doesn't really make sense in the story.
Sweet.
That may not be how the story actually went. I may just be really confused because I played it when I was like 8.
I'm convinced.
Okay, as long as you're convinced. Are you guys convinced?
Well, sure.
Yes.
That's what the
Okay.
story is about then.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sure.
You guys ever play Rage, the first one?
Yeah.
I haven't, no.
It was a wonderful game.
It was pretty
Much
fun.
like Twisted Metal in a sense.
It had that car combat
yeah,
in it.
vehicles.
I don't think I ever finished it.
Which I was mad because, well, I've never really had good internet. And I played through the campaign a good bit.
Wasn't there like a Demolition Derby kind of thing you
Yeah,
could play
that's
online? I never
what the
played that
multiplayer
either.
was. It was all vehicles and stuff. And I finally went to a friend's house, and we were kind of bored and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, you want to play a game?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to jump on the Rage multiplayer." But then I jumped on it to find out that the servers had been shut down. Like, well, that stinks.
Well, I guess it didn't last that long.
I don't think I ever actually finished it.
I mean, it ends at a cliffhanger, so
Yeah, it was a terrible ending.
Yeah.
Good. fantastic. I'm glad I didn't finish it.
And they never really tie up that story, what happens, because I think
No.
2 is just kind of a revamp of it.
I haven't seen anything other than teaser trailers.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that E3
Yeah.
thing with, oh gosh, what is his name? Can't remember his name. He's a big musician.
As opposed to a small one?
He was there at the E3 thing for Rage 2.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I had
Like
no idea.
he's the first guy that Bethesda brought out and was like, "Yeah, Rage 2, that's what you want."
No, I
Was
don't
it
remember.
drawing a blank.
was it Andrew WK?
Andrew WK, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, remember he had
Yeah,
like this
I
huge
do
onstage
vaguely.
show and nobody clapped,
Yeah.
which was great. Because and you could see Todd just like sweating bullets in the corner. Like, oh god.
Well, that's what you deserve, Todd.
I mean, because no one expected Rage 2, so everyone
Yeah,
was like
nobody.
confused, like, what the hell is happening?
I mean, I was waiting for Rage 2 for so long just because of the stupid ending.
But then it never came.
Yeah, and it's terrible.
I do like kind of how they set up their whole demo thing. How they just kept hitting you with like mediocre flop, and then at the end it was just like, oh, also we might have Elder Scrolls 6.
I mean, they didn't really show
That's-
anything about Elder Scrolls. They
Well,
just said, hey, we're
that's-
working on it, which everyone already assumed.
That's all.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
all they needed to do, though, because they still ended up like getting like a lot of people to say that they were the best at E3, even though all they did was show concrete evidence of garbage or mediocre games. I'm sorry, but and then like a couple of like hints of something that's good.
What if that was their E3 conference? Todd Howard walks out on stage.
We've got a bunch of mediocre games for you guys.
No. He doesn't even. He just like introduced himself and talks for like a minute or something, and then he like says something about just like hints at something, and then they just show on the big screen Elder Scrolls 6,
There you go.
And he just walks out.
and then it blacks out, and that's it.
Oh, that's the whole.
Like a 5-minute conference.
Wins best conference of E3.
They probably could have that year or this year.
I mean, there wasn't a whole... I mean, there was some stuff at E3, but like Sony did weird stuff, and it was just...
Sony did a lot of weird
I mean, they
stuff.
showed some good stuff, but it was just weird.
Was that when they announced Spider-Man?
Yes. No.
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 Or was that the year before?
That was the year before.
Okay.
Because it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my years got jumbled and stuff.
Sometimes I think I'm still 12.
No,
Okay.
that's when they announced Sekiro,
Yes.
Oh,
the
okay.
new FromSoft samurai game
Yeah.
to,
Really
ri- to
looking
and
rival.
their
that.
other samurai game that's a PlayStation exclusive that had a really good art style. It kind of reminds you of Assassin's Creed. I can't remember what it's called.
Are you
Wait.
talking about Sekiro?
No.
No, there's going to be a Nioh 2
No.
or Neo or however you
Oh,
say
Neo
it.
2.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
Huh.
Never played the first one. Kind
I-
of wanted to.
I did. It was pretty good. Yeah,
The thing about Sekiro though is it's going to be interesting
I think so. It's
because it's Dark Souls, but it's
Neo.
it's Weeb Souls, but it's not. But it's
Ghost of Tsushima was the game I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
I mean, you can go ahead and say that it's Dark Souls, but it's Neo.
yeah, kind of. I read an article today actually about an interview with Miyazaki, hinting that they have 2 more titles in progress. One being Dark Fantasy.
Not Dark Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like my fantasies.
And I guess they blatantly asked him Bloodborne 2 because in their
Nice.
VR title, Daracene,
Yeah.
there was kind of a Bloodborne Easter egg, and in it said an unfinished story.
Ah.
So people were like, Bloodborne 2,
Bloodborne.
please? And
Didn't he turn around and apologize for that? He was like, yeah, we're so sorry, put things in there.
no, but he
I'm pretty sure he did.
not that I
In an
I've
article
heard,
I read, he said, like, we're sorry we put those teasers in there because we're not making Bloodborne 2.
but in the interview I read about, it said he kind of shrugged it off and said he was just messing with us, I guess. But yeah, a lot of people were wanting Bloodborne 2. and I'm not sure if Miyazaki wants to do it or not because it's known that he despises sequels, or not necessarily despises them. He just doesn't like doing them. That's why he opted out of doing Dark Souls 2.
Well, he came back for 3.
And everybody begged him to come back for 3 just to finish it off. And
I mean, at least it came back whenever it was important, right?
Yeah.
Because Dark Souls 3 was kind of the do or die, I think. Because Dark Souls 2 was really polarizing.
yeah,
There are too many polar bears.
Yes. Yeah.
with Dark Souls 2,
There
it's
was that
either
snowy DLC.
it's everybody. It's everybody either like really kind of likes it or they just hate it with a passion. Which I really love Dark Souls 2.
Nice.
Like I'm not entirely sure, but it may be the game I have the most hours in from FromSoft. Maybe.
I mean, it was pretty good. It had a nice, balanced PvP. They fixed all the problems with
It has
PvP for the first one.
If it wasn't for the soul memory and some of the terrible connection issues, it would have the best PvP. Like the weapon system and stuff is the best as far as PvP.
Well, what about the PvP of Dark Souls Remastered then? Because that's kind of what you're talking about.
It still has a lot of painful glitches and the backstabs and
Okay.
and then they removed that was the biggest thing for me with Remastered is they like updated the graphics and everything 60 frames, but like a lot of the main stuff that made PvP really interesting sometimes they removed, and it just bugs the hell out of me for some reason.
What'd they take out?
Like how you can't heal with humanity anymore, which I'm pretty sure they gave you Estus that you could use.
Yeah. They ended up implementing like a system from Dark Souls. That was 3. Yeah.
Which they added in the password matchmaking and stuff.
Which is good.
Which is, that's great.
kind of necessary with a game like that.
Yeah. Which they added that in Bloodborne, but the way Bloodborne PvP works is just terrible. With the stupid bells and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How you both type in the password and then you ring the bell, you don't really see the person's sign or anything. They just show up in your world. I just hated how it worked.
Not to mention there had to be like ringing one of those bells would cause like a bell ringing.
And the only time you could really invade is when somebody else is wanting to invade or if there's co-op people.
Right.
And fighting 3 people when you're an invader with the, is it 75% health?
I believe 75%. I don't
As
want
the
to
invader.
say for sure, but I believe it's
something like that.
It's reduced for sure.
Yeah, just made it terrible for invaders.
That's why it had to be dirty.
Yeah.
Which
that's another good point about Dark Souls 2 though, is the invading system there was you could get invaded anytime.
Right.
Even if the boss in the area was dead, you could still get invaded, which made invading so much better.
Oh yeah.
Except for the soul memory. So you couldn't twink and invade at low levels.
That's something that bothers me about Dark Souls. Is once the bosses are dead,
Yeah,
you
you
lose
can't
the
get
potential for PvP.
Yeah, and especially if you're making like PvP builds, like you want to have a certain build, but you can only get the weapon at a later point in the game. So you'd have to go through your first playthrough and get the weapon, but then the main PvP area you would already have to kill the boss in, so you would have to play through a whole new playthrough to unlock that area again.
Jumping back,
Which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it, though.
King's Field came out in 1994.
Huh.
So it's older than us.
Damn.
Yes.
It's older than you, Dakota?
By a year.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Have you guys seen like gameplay footage of it? It's
It's very
old, but I
Yes.
mean it's still good from what I've seen. Like in its own way,
It's an
Does-
oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. I mean it's got the spirit of the Souls experience. You know what I mean? New dark
I mean, it's got the
environments.
souls.
Yeah, the soul. Yeah.
It's the Dark Souls of
Dark Souls.
yeah, it's something.
It's a first person Dark Souls.
King
yeah,
Souls.
pretty much.
King Souls.
Darkfield.
Dark.
Which to get Dakota a part of this conversation, he still has to beat Bloodborne.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
where are you even at? Do you know?
I forgot,
Oh my
honestly.
God.
I haven't touched that game in a while.
Well, that might be a good idea.
But
It's
Hey,
ha-
Dakota play Bloodborne.
shameless plug to Gents Play.
I can
We should
promise
we should do a
I'm
playthrough of him being the host and maybe one or two other people
playing.
guiding him along the path.
Yeah, no.
Don't even guide him. Just sit there and watch him beat his head against
Well,
that.
just-
So I think it'd be fun to sit there and then watch him fuck up, and then be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, in hindsight, you should have done this."
Right. How about I don't?
Just,
I think my
just
problem-
be there for the boss scaling when you have co-op and let him fight
I
him by
think my
himself.
problem with the game is I tried it and I was like, it's not for me.
yeah.
And I think that's really what it is. Same thing with Dark Souls. I've tried Dark Souls 1 like 3 different times. Got into it, beat like the first 2 bosses and being like, it's just not for me.
So I mean, you have to like get to the gaping dragon to really appreciate Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, it's a very
Right.
slow until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's my problem with it. Like, it's
And
just...
originally that's how it was for a lot of people with Demon Souls and Dark Souls. It was basically them beating their head against a brick wall for so long until they ended up liking it.
Right.
Yeah, just
And- Give
it to
slowly
me.
training yourself to become a masochist.
Yeah. I personally, like, I don't necessarily love myself, but I respect myself more than that to not want to beat myself off of a wall.
Dakota, I guarantee you're doing yourself such a disservice. Once you get to Anne Orlando, you will like the game,
Right.
or you will hate it so much you want to defeat it.
See, that's
Right.
That's what's gonna happen.
but like you'll hear a lot of people who love the Souls games say if they could forget everything about the Souls, they would, because
play
that
through it
first
fresh.
playthrough is the most memorable.
It is.
Right.
Like you have no idea how much my heart was beating. Like I was so anxious, and I don't even know how to explain it. The first time I beat the gargoyles,
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I do remember those.
and now it's just a breeze. Like it's no problem.
Oh god, yeah. I
But,
still,
like-
It says you two.
my heart was
Yeah, it
like
says
pounding
YouTube.
out of my chest when I finally beat him because it was such a tense fight.
I still remember finally, like after so many tries, finally like getting that first one down to half health, and then that second health bar showed up, and I
And
was
you're-
like,
You
"Wow,
gotta be kidding me.
why? This is impossible." And then I put the game down for like, no, I sold.
Well, then you sold
Yeah,
I
it.
then
to
you
sold it.
Simon.
I sold it to
Yeah,
Simon.
which we can
And
talk
then-
about that interesting
And Simon's
story.
like the
He sold it to, or yeah, Fox sold it to Simon.
yeah, and then he sold me Dark Souls too.
And then eventually the game came out for Xbox Live. It was free with gold,
yeah. Game of
and
Gold.
everybody else got it. But I didn't have gold at the time because of my crappy internet. So Simon gave that disc to me.
Oh, cool. Glad
And
to
I
see
still
it made
have
the
it.
rounds.
Brotherhood of
And
the
at one
Traveling
point,
Disc.
I think the other Simon was asking, or we
Me?
were talking about backwards compatibility or something.
Yeah.
And you were saying you needed it or something.
Yeah, didn't have
And I
one.
was going to give it to you, but I never brought it.
Yeah. I mean, now I have it for remastered for
Yeah.
Xbox, so I'm good.
So, I have like one Dark Souls story, and that's just me buying the game.
Well, that was a good story.
Yeah, thank you. So before I found out it was coming out for the Games for Gold, I tried to buy it off Amazon.
Oh
And
yeah.
this story, and
remember this.
I got sent a completely different game by the seller.
What?
I ordered Oblivion and Dark Souls.
Okay.
And I got Oblivion, but I got Deus Ex Human Revolution instead of Dark Souls.
It's close enough to Dark Souls.
Which is a
Starts
very
with a D.
right. Your face is saying it all because it's like the exact opposite of what I wanted.
I mean, was that around the time that Human Revolution was
Yes.
new?
Yeah.
This was several years
So
ago.
I paid like $20 for Human Revolution. Emailed the dude and was like, "Hey, you sent me the wrong game." Filed a thing with Amazon, got the money back, and just never sent the game back in.
Oh,
So
I just robbed a man.
I did rob
Hey,
a
he
man.
shouldn't have fucked
You
up
sure
in the
you,
first
you
place.
sure you want to say that?
But then,
Like recorded?
didn't you
That
end
was
up,
like 4 years ago.
didn't you end up playing the game and like really liking it though?
I love Human Revolution.
Really good.
Is it
Human
really that good?
Revolution is real.
Really
Fox, you've played it, I thought.
No.
Wait,
I have.
We've talked
What?
about this
Wait,
game.
Human Revolution?
Yes, not
That's
mankind.
oh, okay. Yeah.
not
That's
Mankind
not,
Divided.
it's like bullshit. We've talked about
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
I-
Human
I have not played
Revolution
it,
was
though.
probably one of
No,
my
I do
favorite
believe.
games, and it's just because of how jaded and bitchy Jensen
Yes.
is the
Oh,
whole
gosh.
time. I started some of Mankind Divided, and I was like, "Ah, man, I missed you, Jensen." And I was like, "Why did I miss you? Why did I miss this gameplay?" A lot of it was like I liked the options. Like you could do the whole game entirely stealth and
Yes.
get like achievements for it. That's real hard to do.
Oh God. Yeah.
But it just like I liked him as an augmented being. The good augmented human story. Cough, cough. I think that's a jab at Detroit Become Human.
You think you weren't quite sure?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably other stories like it, but no, I really liked the game, so I ended up playing through it like twice. There's just the one part at the end that I'm really shitty at. It's the part where you have to save the pilot of the helicopter. I can't remember her name. I wish I did.
Is it like when you're on that like?
It's the last level, and they're like
Okay, so
and
you're
you crash
like in the middle of
and
the
they're
ocean.
Yeah, and
But you're on. It's almost like an ocean rig kind of.
Yeah.
But it's like an office kind of thing.
Yeah, and you're fending them off, and they're
Yeah.
like storming the helicopter. And if you don't do it quick enough, they pull her out of like the helicopter and kill her. And I got upset because I was really sweet on her. Like she was like my favorite NPC. Like absolutely. Like once you spoilers, once you find out your like, was it girlfriend from the beginning of the game is still alive. Towards the end, you're like, cool. I was like, cool, but that's not what I wanted.
I don't want you.
I wanted this pilot lady. I forget her name, and I'm so sorry.
Pilot lady.
Yeah. There's also the other dude you work with. There's the dude you work with in that game.
Is it the really smart like attitudey one?
Yeah, I really
Oh,
like him.
God.
Pritchard?
Yeah.
Pritchard. I have a love-hate relationship with him. I fucking hate him 90% of the time. But, like, his dialogue is always real tasty to me.
He's such a dick.
Because, yeah, he's a real asshole to you. But he's, like, one of the few dudes genuinely in your corner throughout the game.
I don't think I've spammed the takedown button on a friendly NPC harder than whenever Pritchard would get done talking to me, and he'd be like, "Maybe you wouldn't understand it, Jensen," and I'd be like,
No, Pritchard.
"Just go,
Like,
take down."
right. See, I wasn't like a total dick back to Pritchard. Like, I actually just enjoyed him being an asshole and being like, alright, you'll get what's coming to you this whole time.
You are so odd to me, Dakota.
Why?
You're just like, man, I enjoy that you're an asshole. I just love that.
Like, it was, I don't
It's
know.
your best personality quality, and that's fine.
To be fair, it was his only personality quality. So,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
have
have
much else
much to
going
work
for
with
him.
or like. I just kind of rolled with it.
I just have to accept this.
Yeah. So, I actually should get back to Mankind Divided.
I really liked the dialogue stuff in the first one because then you can get an upgrade where you get like release pheromones.
Oh yeah,
And then after that, you just cheese everything. It was like, I want this. You're like, you got it.
yeah, of course.
My favorite thing is getting like the leg upgrade, and so you can jump high to actually like find
Yes.
all this stuff they just hid from you.
Yes.
And I was like, you son
That
of
one
bitches.
partnered with the one where it like keeps you from taking fall damage. You kind of like float down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one's
those
really
are a
good.
good combo.
Oh, don't forget the wall buster one.
See, I didn't do that one because I did stealth, and if I busted through the wall,
I
most
did.
people were like, "Hey, what's that?"
I did not do stealth.
See, now I did stealth. I tried to do stealth my first time.
It's hard to do.
Failed miserably at a lot of parts, and some of the boss fights were kind of like, they force you into a one-on-one combat situation
See, they
against
got
a
the guy
heavily
with a
armored
Gatling
guy.
gun at
Yeah.
one point. Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy sucked.
I didn't think they counted the boss fights towards your stealth thing.
They do they?
They don't.
I don't remember.
They don't.
Man, I tell you what, I took that guy down with a stun gun, and
Yeah.
I'm really proud of myself.
Right. Like to my knowledge, that game was like you can do stealth except for the bosses. Those you have to actually fight.
I know one of the bosses, the stun gun was actually the best weapon. I think it was the woman that could cloak herself.
Oh, I hated her.
The stun gun would actually like fry her cloak.
Right. I hated her. Hated fighting her.
Wasn't there a lady who turned
I-
into like a statue? Like there was like a
That was
like
a
a
man.
maze. It was a man.
That was a man.
Oh,
That was the main baddie.
I saw a video of someone cheesing the last boss because you could get a laser and shoot it and hide behind like that glass panel. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you can just shoot the laser through that.
Oh,
And I would just watch him cheese it. I was like, this motherfucker. I actually had to fight for this one, and you're telling me I can do this? Like, was not thrilled.
but the point that I was trying to get at with the whole like I played stealthy was because my second playthrough was a lot more exciting because I would just walk up to a wall and I had like the. Am I imagining that you had infrared like heat-seeking vision? Okay.
I don't think you are.
Because
I don't
I
think you
recall
could-
that.
I
think you
remember.
could see
I recall that,
through
but I
walls
really
and stuff.
don't.
Right. I think them being like, hey, Jensen's like a cyborg was so they could BS a lot of his powers.
Right. Well, I just remember like walking up to a wall, like punching through it, snapping a dude's neck, and being like, full on Terminator.
It's very
Heartless
satisfying.
Jensen. Because somebody would be like, "Please, my dead sister." Jensen would be like, "Suck it, not my problem." I'm bitter about being a cyborg.
His iconic
More
line
like a cryborg.
Oh,
his iconic line of "I didn't ask for this."
that's a meme now. Or if it's not, it should be.
It probably
Get
was
on
at
it.
the time.
Get on that, everyone.
Like how many times did he say that?
Literally,
At least
anytime
once.
somebody mentioned him having augmentations.
Augmentations.
Like,
Yeah.
you have augmentations. I didn't ask for them.
Yeah, what's
I liked how
I
pissy
haven't
he
played
get.
any of the games, so what's exactly the
gets
story
hurt.
behind that?
He gets he gets murdered essentially.
Right, within like an inch
So
of
they
his
rebuild
life.
him
It
For
almost
strong-
For what
Longer.
reason?
faster.
why
Does
did
he
they
have a
rebuild
specific
He was their,
job?
yeah, he
I
was
don't
their head of
remember.
security for some reason. I do know that. He
Yeah.
was their head of security. Their specific reason for rebuilding him, I don't know.
I think
Unless it was
it,
just to save him.
I think it was because his life insurance payout would have been more than it took to save him. So it was cheaper to bring him back to life.
He also had a history prior to the start of the series, start of that game too. Jensen does. He has like a history of something.
Oh, existing.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean,
think
everyone has a history.
Yeah,
I
we
think,
all have a history. Just delete
Right.
mine before I die.
I think Jensen was like a former cop or something at one point.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
because you had that whole interaction with the
At
PD.
the police station. Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite bits because that poor guy. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
You can really rail that guy.
You
I remember.
really
I love how
he
like,
doesn't deserve it.
No, but I love how that's one of the options to get what you want is to just beat him down until he's so depressed he just gives up.
Right.
Yeah. Or I mean, you can talk him out of his slump and raise up his spirits until he gives you what he wants. Because
That's
you're
what
his
I
friend.
did. That's what I did.
Not well. At first, I tried that, but then I kept screwing up. So eventually, I was just like, "No, you did that. You did the thing.
I can't
know
make you feel
did
good
that."
about yourself.
well,
I'm going
the
to make you feel
problem
like
is
shit.
the thing you're making him feel guilty about is killing a kid.
Exactly. It's
Like-
under orders from you.
Yeah,
You
under
told
or-
him to do it.
Right.
You were like, kill the kid. And he was like, I don't want to kill the kid.
And you're like, kill the kid.
Yeah, so now you have to tell him, basically,
That
it's my fault. No, because if you tell him that it's your fault that he killed the kid, he says, you're right, it is. And I'm not going to listen to you anymore. Like, oh.
Shit.
Which you'd think that would be the option. You accepting responsibility so he doesn't have to shoulder it.
Right.
Instead, he just hates you for that. So you can pin it all on him, or you could just be like, rainbows. You killed the
Gun
kid,
killed
but you
the
know.
kid.
There's a large,
We're
You
alive.
secrete those
That's like
pheromones.
a large part of the game, though.
all over him.
Well, I talk about kids, or you can talk about my pets.
Hey, did that game have New Game Plus?
I don't think it did.
I don't think so either. It might have.
Because just imagine doing New Game Plus with all your augments.
Oh,
That'd be real
Oh, that'd
fun.
be good.
Real tasty.
did they have that in Mankind Divided?
I didn't beat Mankind Divided.
Okay, I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, I haven't heard much. I heard it was like a hard okay in comparison to Human Revolution.
As opposed to a soft good.
Yeah.
Soft
I
good.
have a couple other entries. I have a couple other like Deus Ex games on Steam that I've started and I'm like, cool, this is fun, and then just haven't finished.
Well, that's
Some-
like any game in your Steam library. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll play this for 5 minutes.
I have.
Well, at least he starts the game.
yeah, at least I don't buy them and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna touch this 3 years later.
Speaking of, I bought Rage on Steam for $2
Oh, sweet.
about
Simon.
like 6 months ago. Have not touched it. I do want to play it. Have not touched it.
It was free with gold. No, it was on Game Pass. Is it still on Game Pass?
It's probably still on Game
What?
Pass.
Rage.
Oh, is it?
I believe so.
Neat.
It's either on Game Pass or it was free with gold a while back. Either way, I have it on my Xbox One, and let me tell you something. I forgot a lot of stuff in that game. First off, forgot it was like so open world. It's actually really cool.
I mean, the levels you go into are kind of linear.
Corridors.
Yeah. But
But
I mean,
the world itself is open.
you kind of got decisions on how you want to start to the approach of this situation. you know?
My favorite thing is the weapons and how you have like different ammunition types.
Yes,
and
I do
some of the
really like that.
ammunition types are just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, when you fully upgrade your shotgun and get pop rockets,
Yep.
just
Oh,
best. That's one thing about id Software. They
Really
have
good shotguns.
the best shotguns
Yep.
of any franchise by far.
Though the shotgun from Halo, I still think is pretty satisfying. ID is way better making
Yeah.
shotguns.
I mean, starting with the super shotgun, you know what I mean? You
Just,
can't.
yeah, every one of their games has an outstanding shotgun, and that's if they would just make a shotgun simulator, I would buy it.
You mean Doom Eternal?
Well,
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
did you play just not the new Doom? The new
I played
just
a little
Doom.
bit. I didn't.
Did
finish
you
it.
use the automatic shotgun or the super shotgun?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Because there's, I don't know if it's pump action or not.
Yeah,
but
like
there's one
the super,
shotgun.
the super shotguns.
No, the
break
Are
action,
you
isn't
talking
it?
about like the newest Doom?
Yeah.
I think I used automatic.
See, I use the super shotgun.
I thought it was pump. Or
It might be
started out
pump.
pump and then you can.
I don't. It
upgrade.
may just be pump. I don't remember.
Right.
I just remember there's one where you can load multiple shells and you don't have to reload for a while. It's not as powerful as the sawed off, but
I remember the grenade launcher attachment, which
Yes.
is dope. What did the super shotgun have? What was its special abilities, or
was
did it have
super.
any? Oh, it is. It
it
is.
might
its own
fire both
special.
bullets at the same time.
I think it does. I'd say it does.
You mean the thing it inherently did in every other Doom game?
Yep.
I could be wrong. It may not do that. It may do something completely different. I don't recall.
I bought Ultimate Doom for $5 on Steam a while back. That was a good purchase. I really enjoyed my time with it. It was, and then I got the Brutal Doom mod, which is just
Oh yeah.
revamps the game to probably a 12 on a 1 to 10 scale.
Didn't you also get the Booble Doom?
Oh, yeah, H Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was.
Demons with boobs, just the thought makes me uncomfortable.
I mean, it's better than you think. Sorry, Mom.
Wait, you just call your mom a demon with boobs?
No. Why are you doing this to me? I came here for fun.
Well, Fox seems to have not wanted to continue that conversation, even though it was rather titillating. So, I want to tell you a story.
Okay.
This is the first time I modded Skyrim.
Oh, here we go.
Which
Bring it on.
mod?
Well, just,
Which mods?
yeah.
Yeah.
I counted at this
All of
point.
them.
I had 126 mods installed.
Wait, are you saying this is your count the first time you modded it?
The first time I modded
Okay.
Skyrim.
Okay.
I just kept adding mods,
Yeah.
and the last stable I could do, which stable is a relative term, because there'd be it's kind of like when you're trying to start up a lawnmower and you have to give it a few tugs. That's how my Skyrim was, but I counted it was 126. My favorite mod on it was, which it's hard to find now. It's not on Nexus Mods. At least it wasn't last time I checked. Schlongs of Skyrim.
Yep.
Yep.
How
Yep.
did I know?
You
Yeah.
know it.
I knew. I knew.
Yep.
It was such a good mod. The mod. Okay, you've heard of body replacements in Skyrim, right?
Yes.
Yes.
How could you not at this point?
Well, this one was a body replacement with a large focus on the penis.
No.
Hint the title.
But what was so great about it is it randomly generated penises on all the NPCs, all the male NPCs.
Wait, who was it? Wasn't it a specific person that had a?
Yes, I'll get to that. But every NPC had their dong, and I can't remember if it was permanent for that playthrough. But there was one guy. He's in Dragon's Keep or Reach?
Dragon's Reach.
Reach. And what was his name? Farengar?
Farengar.
The alchemist?
Farengar Secret Fire.
Yeah. His fire wasn't a secret anymore.
So what happened when you installed the mod, you got this spell which you could cast on people, instantly make them naked. If they were male, they'd become erect. Because there was a difference between an erect penis and a flaccid penis in the game. Also, if you looked at an NPC, if you pressed page up, their penis would go up. And if you press page down, their penis would go down.
Wow.
I should preface, this story isn't safe for work.
That's not... Okay.
Just a warning. Halfway through this.
Yeah. Good time for a warning. Warning 30 minutes ago. None of this is safe for work.
And Fox was here for this. We were playing it together. He was standing at his alchemy table, just doing his stuff. Cast a spell on him. And then there's something sticking up through the middle of the alchemy table. And it's not just like right on the edge. It's like going right in the middle of the alchemy table. And we're like, what the hell is that? And then he turns to us when we start the dialogue with him. And he is just packing heat.
That's why they call him Secret Fire.
Like, compared to any other NPC we found, he was the biggest. But I was never able to recreate that again. Because I think it was on a different save, and he just wasn't hung as well.
Oh, so the penises are randomly generated?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's cool, because it's like each playthrough, you can go through and measure them all.
Yeah, Simon went up to the TV with a ruler and...
The diameter and the circumference.
Yeah, what'd you do with that notebook that you recorded them all in?
Oh, I won't tell you. It's now my secret notebook.
It's labeled Secret Fire.
Has Mrs. Simon Farengar written all over it in hearts.
Wasn't there a character you said had like a chode too? Or is that something else?
There probably
I
was.
feel like that was Rayloff.
It could have been Rayloff.
It was probably Rayloff. I'm sorry.
Everybody hates Rayloff.
Everybody hates Rayloff.
With that DLC, though, it installed a merchant outside Riverwood,
You mean
which is
mod?
kind of funny. Did I say mod?
You said DLC.
Oh, the official Slungs of Skyrim DLC.
Yeah.
Bethesda Softworks seal of approval.
Why isn't it in the what's that called?
Earth.
Like the
No.
Legendary Edition?
no, like the mod support that Bethesda added.
I don't
Oh, you
know.
mean-
I wonder.
You mean that horse shit that they added?
That thing they tried to implement so that way they could charge you for stuff.
Yeah.
What's it called? I can't think of the name of it.
I don't know.
The Creation Club.
Creation Club. Yeah.
I'm wondering. I don't know. It could be because there's a lot of wieners.
I would pay, I'd buy 1,400 Bethesda points for that.
Yeah.
Well, they could monetize that if they took that on officially. Because in the mod, going back to what I was talking about, they installed a merchant outside Riverwood. And you could go there and spend gold. Because if you didn't like the size of your wiener, you could buy potions to increase the size of your wiener. Or decrease.
If you're into that.
Yeah. Which you could also just steal them if you made sure the shopkeep was looking away. I took all the potions.
Could just kill him, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted my wiener bigger. I didn't want to be a murderer.
Sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
For the greater good.
But yeah, they could capitalize on that. You want a bigger wiener, you got to shell out $5.
I'm upset that would work. I'm very upset.
Speaking of the Creation Club, though,
Ooh. I like where this is going.
and the mess that it is.
Yeah.
Whenever it was first announced and everything, and they're big, at least for Skyrim, not Fallout or anything. One of their big selling points for it was the what did they actually call it? Was it survival?
Oh yeah, where it added in like
Is that what they called it?
yeah, it was survival. And
When there's already like tons of other mods, including what's it called?
seen
Frostfire?
Frostfall,
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 and such, and it's just
Realistic needs and diseases.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly the two mods
like,
that
why-
added.
Those
Yeah.
are so good. I played with those on
Why
all the
would you
time.
download them when you can get ones that are better and far more
Because-
thought out?
Those are not available on console.
True.
I mean,
Why
I
do you
get
mod
who
if you want
who
console?
buys Skyrim on console. I guess
Why would you buy it on console for the purpose of modding it?
that's fair.
I mean, that's what part of the Creation Club was made for. I mean, eventually ported to console. I feel like it was made with that in mind, so people on console could.
Have mods.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was supposed to add freedom, but in the end, it just ended up like
It was more
really.
restricted and
Yeah.
just. And there were people like stealing other people's mods and trying to upload it to it.
For 5 minutes of fame because you're not getting paid for that.
Well, they tried to do paid mods at one point. I do remember that. Was
Yeah.
that a Steam thing or was that a Bethesda thing?
That was
Or
a
both.
Bethesda thing that Steam begrudgingly did, if I recall correctly.
I
they
don't
they
recall.
kind of had. All right,
That didn't turn out.
I'm not
very
gonna
well, 'cause
speak
The same
further
problem
on it.
happened. People were stealing mods and then trying to make money off of them.
I don't know. I really just don't feel like. I don't know. I kind of like the donation system
Yes.
that Nexus has.
Donation
You know?
is fine. Like
yeah.
if you just want to contribute to them, yeah, go ahead, do.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If you really like a modder's work, I would recommend 100% like donating something to them
Yes.
whenever you
the
download their mod.
Slongs of Skyrim.
Yeah, give that
authors
guy
out there.
Give that guy money.
Yeah, give him some money if he's still around. And I hope he came out with
Version 2.0.
Memory.
Frankenfurters of Fallout.
Nice. I was gonna say memories of West Morrowind, but sure.
That'd be good. But those would be boobs.
Yeah. What is the why is
Members
that a
of
problem?
Morrowind.
Members
thank
of
you.
Morrowind.
Yeah,
sure.
that would work.
Or yeah, for the what is it?
What?
Skywind? Isn't that?
Is that finished now?
No, it's
no,
not done yet.
Oh God, no. Won't be finished until we're long dead, Cody.
In the year 2021.
Wow, we're gonna
Wait.
die quick. We're, thanks.
Let me try that again. 2221.
Okay.
That was the number I actually had in my
I'll
head.
take
but
that.
That's
And-
not how it came out.
10 console generations down the line, and Bethesda's still porting Skyrim.
Man, if they make a next gen system and we get Skyrim for the
That's-
Xbox Two,
No,
I totally-
I could see that happening.
No.
With Elder Scrolls 6.
Maybe
It launches
Elder
with a
Scrolls
copy of
6.
it.
With the next console, it's going
backwards
to launch with a
compatible.
copy.
Yeah,
it
totally
will
gonna happen.
I'm gonna be real mad. I mean, that's okay, I guess.
See, because
in
I see
comparison.
I see backwards compatibility staying a thing,
It better stay a thing.
and so it keeps going. I don't know if 360 will be supported on the next Xbox,
yeah, I don't know
but
about that, but
I could see a push to keep them. I mean, they're doing some original Xbox games on Xbox One right now, so that might be a thing.
Yeah.
But I do see something like that happening. Like, get a free copy of Skyrim with the purchase of Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, kind of like Fallout 4 did with Fallout 3.
Yep. I can see that happening.
That's a game I didn't beat. Fallout 4.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel it. I'm just now
Yeah, it
diddling around
wasn't-
with the Institute.
I didn't like the ending, so I just never finished them.
Yeah, it was so hyped up, and it just kind of...
I felt like you were a butthole
It
no
just-
however you end the game.
The ending
It
just
just
didn't feel
didn't
original
work.
either. Like, it was just like, cool, I guess we kind of built up to this, I think.
I'm kind of surprised of how you said your number of Skyrim mods
Yeah.
before it crashed or whatever, like you said, lawnmower. Because I think in my modding history, I think I got to like 180 before I was having a lot of problems.
I think I was just having conflicts between some of mine.
Yeah, but part of it probably is because I didn't have a whole lot of. Majority of mine were like armor and weapon mods and stuff, so they weren't as much like story driven stuff. And I did have some terrible things happen, but to one point where I had to clear out every single mod because anytime I would load up a game, the main menu came up fine and stuff, and it would go through the loading screen. But right as soon as like an image would appear of me loading into the area, game would crash.
I know
Nice.
that feeling.
Classic.
So I literally went through every mod and disabled it, and then it still did it, then re-enabled it. Like, I got rid of some at first, and I still had like 150 mods.
Nice.
And I went through, and it was still crashing, so I just disabled all of them and started over again.
I always had like infinite loading screens.
Yeah, that
Like
happened
it'd just
a
be
lot.
stuck on it permanent. And so, I mean, then I
That
would.
still happens decent to me.
I'd normally redo my mod installation. I'd reinstall Skyrim, and then like I got to the point where I was just keeping a backup folder, so I could just slide it over to where it
Yeah.
needed to be. This is just something that popped in my head. In one of my things, I had this like farming mod in it. I never really used it, but I thought it sounded cool, so I installed it. And it glitched out. I don't know if it didn't go well with something else, but there was just cow poop floating in the sky constantly. Like where a cow should have pooped on the ground, it was just 20 feet in the sky above it.
That's just a shitty day, I think.
Yeah. Looks like rain today. Of shit.
One of the best mod combinations that I somehow did, but not purposefully, is I got the Macho Man Randy Savage
Yes.
Dragons.
Oh yes.
But then afterwards, I downloaded the Thomas the Tank Engine Dragons,
Yes.
but forgot to disable the Randy Savage
Oh
Dragons.
no.
Was
What
it
a-
like
what
twin
did that
collapse,
cost?
snap
But the
into a Slim Jim?
textures overlap. Like, they didn't overlap. Thomas, like, canceled out Randy Savage. So it was just Thomas, but all the dialogue was still there.
Yes.
So you hear, dude, snap into a Slim Jim.
Yup. I feel like that's how it's meant to be, though. You need to keep it that way.
Just remember like the really weird shouts that they had added, like trains. Or
Yes.
just summoned trains
just
from
fell
the,
from the
sky.
sky.
Or cheese.
That's one of my favorites, though. The cheese was
Cheese
probably one of
was-
my
Cheese
favorites.
is pretty good. Summons a million cheese wheels.
It's it's especially hilarious whenever you're like being attacked or something, and you see a guard running towards you, and the cheese wheels are just flying. Like, you're just plowing through them, and they're just going everywhere.
Makes me want to play Skyrim with more mods.
Yeah.
There's gotta be some good ones, because it's been a few years since
Yeah.
I've done that. There's gotta be some good ones now.
I feel like I go into like fits of that where like I'll get like an urge to play a Bethesda game and then I'll get on it and I'll set up all my mods and I'll get ready to go. Finally get all the mods to work, play for 5 minutes, never touch it again.
Yes.
For about 3 or 4 months or something, then happens again.
And then by the time I touch it again, normally either a mod editor has updated something or the game's gotten a tiny update and something's broken.
I always used to plan out how I'd do my mods. I'd set folders on my browser, and I'd just screen through like 200 or 300 mods, pick out which ones I wanted, and then download them all in one session, and then just go. That was always really fun. I liked looking at mods. That was like half the fun to me, was looking at the mods and picking them out instead of actually playing with them.
A lot of times with me, I'll just decide to hop on the Nexus or something, or I'll see somebody uploaded a playthrough of this new mod or something like that, so I'll hop on and look at it and be like, I really want to play this. And then, because of my stupid internet, finally get the mod to download and install it, and then get busy with something else and either forget about it or play it for like 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe, and then just forget about it.
It's how it goes, I'm telling you, man.
You need to leave all these in the...
Oh, yeah. It's all awkward silences and us calling attention to them and everything. Beautiful.
You know what else is beautiful?
What's that?
Shrek.
Shrek. Shrek is beautiful. But also ending it
Ending it?
all
Oh.
Right here, right now.
right now.
Let's do it.
Everyone hold hands.
No, don't touch me.
Okay, Dakota, Fox, and I are all holding hands.
Beautiful.
Now we're going to end it. 3, 2, 1. It's over. It's ended. Hallelujah.
Goodbye.
But wait,
There's more.
Dakota, you have to tell them to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh.
I don't think I have to now.
Oh.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you like a lot of our awkward silences or content,
Watch our blooper reel featuring all of the awkward silences.
Watch our blooper reel featuring 90% of the actual stuff. Like the whole recording.
but if you like this, you could check out our series Caged,
No, please.
where
don't.
we watch Nicolas Cage movies and then talk about them. I would say we critique them, but I'm not sure if we're really critiquing them.
We really haven't.
We're
been.
more summarizing them and then shitting on them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what critiquing is, right?
Kinda.
Critiquing means we brought something of value.
Okay, yeah, then we're not critiquing.
So,
Or you could check out our Gents play things, where we play things.
I think we're good. I
Just
think they
leave
got
that out of
it.
it. Just-
What?
Okay, it's done.
Yeah, we're done.
What?
Bye.